The first day of kindergarten, I remember not wanting to let her go, but I was excited for her to learn and make new friends.
Their first day of school, it was very exciting. You know, they're all dressed up, their little clothes and their little backpack, and off to school we went. I remember following the bus to school in my car, making sure that the bus got there okay.
I actually ended up meeting my best friend that day because she was like crying and didn't want to go and was scared, so my mom was like, oh, go talk to her. And now we've been friends for like 15 years, so I kind of always remember that day like in my mind vividly.
I think they were probably scared to put me out into the world. Obviously, they didn't have total control over me anymore, so definitely scared.
I was expecting her to cry and kind of cling to me, but instead, off she went and took off and was like, okay, bye, Mom, you can leave. And I was the one sitting there crying.
Yeah, I remember being really scared to go to kindergarten, but then I never wanted to leave when it was time for them to pick me up. But since high school, that's really changed because now I'm really excited to go home at the end of the day.
As she grows up and as she moves on after school, for us as parents, what it's like is having losing a child and yet gaining a friend.
There's just a whole different relationship, like with what you talk about, you know, like I think through the years you actually get a lot closer with your parents. You like connect with them like a whole different level.
Yeah, it's been a blur. I remember some of the very early years and obviously the most recent years, and that chunk in the middle is a whirlwind of, you know, hair changes and class changes and new teacher this year, new friends.
I think 12 years ago she was a morning person. And now she's not. She's, you know, we kind of poke her with a stick to wake her up, and you don't talk to her unless she talks to you.
My relationship has changed with them in a way that I think they have just started to trust me a lot more. They let me go out on my own, and I can do things that I want to do without them having to worry about me as much as when I was younger.
What graduating means to me is moving on, becoming somebody different, and knowing that I can now do what I want to do with my life and not have to like worry about some of the small things, and now like start my own journey.
My parents around my age they're a lot more, it was a lot different for them growing up from where they were from, and it's a lot easier for me. The opportunities are a lot more. So it's a lot. They're expecting a lot. Yeah, they did not have as many opportunities from where they're from. So they did this all for me.
It's like it's the end of like a whole era basically. Like it's a huge turning point. Like when everything totally changes. Like it's where life starts, I guess.
At this point, I would like to see them just be happy with whatever they choose to do in life, and that they spend time having fun with their friends and family.
My hope is that they can do more for this world than the world has done for them.
If you have the chance, and do what you really want to do in life. You don't want to settle. Try and do what makes you really happy.
The most valuable thing my parents have taught me would probably be that things get better.
I think that honesty is probably the most important thing that my parents have shown me and taught me, just because it is how you build relationships, it's how you keep relationships.
One piece of advice I wish I'd gotten when I was 18 is to pay a bit more attention to relationships and the ones that you've already formed up until that time, and the friends that you've made. Not that you can't go on and make new ones, but that to still treasure them and nurture them, and your family too, right? Your siblings, like not to lose touch of that.
This has been a great journey. High school is where really they go from being kids to young adults, and watching our daughter and her friends make that journey has been really exciting and interesting and challenging for us as parents, for sure. What I'm gonna miss is the company of having the kids hang out and eat pizza and watch movies on Friday nights.
I think I'm gonna miss how I see them every day. I'm gonna be sad that the fact that eventually I will move away. I'll talk to them on the phone here and there. I'll only see them maybe every other week sort of thing. I'm gonna be growing further and further apart from them.
Yeah, I'll miss her cooking for me and making lunch every morning, tidying up after me all the time and keeping me in line.
Our family's growing up. It's losing our baby in many ways. We're very proud of the things that she has done and chosen in life, but it's a milestone, and it brings me joy, it brings me tears thinking about it, but yet to see her moving on in life, we couldn't be happier for her, for sure.
My daughter and her friends have all turned 18 recently, and they've all made such good decisions about, you know, their lives, and I just shake my head going, wow, like you're so much more mature than I was at that age.
When I walk across the stage at Grad, I feel like my parents are going to be proud and know that, like, wow, time's gone by really fast, but, you know, there's a lot more to come, and it's going to be good, and it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a tough one, but, you know, it is what it is, and they're going to be, I could see them just crying right now.
Emotional, probably. It's probably going to be a lot of crying from my mom.
Probably a little sense of relief, I would think.
Emotional, I think, especially for my dad, because out of all my siblings, I'm the youngest, so I'm like the last one to do this, and I'm like his little girl, so if you talk about Grad, he gets emotional.
So when I walk across the stage, they'll be proud of me. They'll know I'm taking the next step, moving on. Yeah.
This is kind of like the end of a very major chapter of their life. They're getting to start this whole new adventure, and really it's their adventure. They get to decide what colors are going to be on the page. They get to choose where they're going to go.
If I remember back in the day for myself, I mean, it's kind of scary because you're not really too sure what's going to happen in the future.
Grandkids, a son-in-law, a daughter-in-law, or whichever, and grandkids, and just being together as a family, an extended family, and growing our family.
For me, it feels like I just brought my daughter home from the hospital, and now all of a sudden, like, it's just gone like that, and she's graduating high school. I can't believe it. It's just, time flies so fast, and I just can't believe how fast it's flown.